Hey, Brucey Goosey. What's up, dude? Hey, buddy. Big boy. Bruce is so spoiled. He just gets carried around all the time by the boys. Oh, wow. It's colder out here than I thought it was. What are y'all doing?
I don't know.
You building some stuff?
I'm not building anything. I'm practicing my drilling.
You're practicing your drilling?
They can stand up and do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Keep going.
Nice drilling.
He made it super well. I could pull He can stand up while doing it. Is that crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy.
Look, I'm a knight. I pick up my royal steed.
Your royal steed?
It's kind of hot.
Nice.
Ha!
My kids have been outside for my kids have been inside for the better part of the last couple of days. And so today's a little warmer and they're having outside time because it's getting pretty testy in the house after being locked up. Hey, Gabriel. Yeah, let's go through. Hey, ladies. Hey. Hey, Tori girl. What's up? Hey, ladies. Good morning. Oh, hey, Mary. Whoa, look at Maggie's udder. She's filling up. What's up, man? You ready to take home some goaties?
Yes, I am. We were just out here looking at them.
So this is our friend Jason. If you guys have not met him before, he has just driven up from Georgia. They have a YouTube channel called Big Bear Homestead, and they are taking our Nigerian dwarf herd, our Mean Girls herd. Although they're not mean girls, they're sweet girls, but they're named after the Mean Girls movie. And they're going to go to their home. Kind of sad to see them go. They're really sweet and super cute, but we decided we wanted to focus more on our full-size breeds, the alpacas. Harassing Jeremiah. Jeremiah is not super best friends with the alpacas after that sweetheart spit in his mouth. Have you heard this story? He threw up, and since then he's not a super big fan. Be careful, make sure you don't hit anything with that hammer. So I acquired my Nigerian dwarf herd last spring, and I was wanting to get some does and milk because we had not had a buck to breed ours. I milked them for a little bit, but keeping full-size does like I have, like my Nubians and Lamanches, they give upwards of like half a gallon each per milking, whereas the little Nigerian dwarfs, it was like a pint to a quart. With as big as our family is, and the fact that I'm planning on continuing to breed my bigger girls and continue milking them, it just didn't make a lot of sense for us to keep the Nigerian dwarfs. If I was going to keep them, it would purely be for the purpose of like having a cute animal. And with as many goats as I have, I really don't need to be keeping goats just for their cuteness. So that's what led to the decision of going ahead and sending them to be rehomed at our friend's house. And I'm excited. I'll still be able to see them when we visit them and see them on their channel and be able to keep up with them. So that's nice. And soon we will be in the throes of kidding season. We'll have lots of new baby goats around here. I'm planning on keeping some does out of the babies that are born this year, and I would like to keep a buckling if we get one from any of the breedings from Thorn Oakenshield, because after we lost him, I would like to keep one of his bucklings. So I'm sitting here and surveying all of the ladies as they eat their grain and noticing like Maggie's udder. If you guys will see here, see how big and round her udder is looking. I noticed that little Margot here, which is Maggie's daughter, she's never been bred before, and she's starting to get an udder, so she's definitely bred. And then Anna, her udder's really filling out, as well as Clover's. I wasn't really questioning whether Clover was pregnant. As you guys can see, she is looking super wide, but her udder's filling out a lot, and so we'll definitely be having some La Mancha babies from her. I shared last week how our barn has been delayed due to COVID, and I had a lot of people ask, well, what will you do when it comes to kidding time? We still have our old barn, and we purposefully did not tear it down until the new one was set up. So if we start kidding before the new barn is set up, we'll be okay, because we do have a place for them to be. It's not ideal. I really wanted to have our kids this spring in the new barn, but it'll be okay. So I keep a calendar whenever I expose my does to bucks, but the other day I actually just checked my YouTube videos because I remembered with Maggie, the day that I put the buck in with her, I made a video and I was talking about it on the video, and it was 4 months and almost 2 weeks ago. Goat gestation is 150 days, give or take a few days, so they can go a few days earlier than that or a few days late and it'll still be normal, which is roughly 5 months. And when I put Maggie in, the buck was already in with the other girls. So we could have kids as soon as 2 weeks from now. I don't think we will have them that soon, because at the time it was when Dr. Ennis's leg was hurt and he was a young guy and the girls were not really having it at first. They had to warm up to him. And so I don't think we will have kids as soon as 2 weeks from now, but we could. What we'll do is we'll bring those does in here to where the barn is and just keep a close eye on them, be checking their ligaments daily, be checking their udder daily for changes. And I'll start doing that in 2 weeks. Even though I don't think they'll go then, they could. And I want to make sure they're where I can monitor them. And that way I don't have any baby goats born out in the elements when it's cold outside. I know you guys caught a peek of that camper earlier, but I'll tell you about that later. So if you're new around here, we keep goats for dairy purposes. We have dairy breeds. We have La Manchas and Nubians. The Nigerian dwarfs are also a dairy breed, though they're miniature goats and they don't give as much. They do have really high butter fat, so they're a great option if you live in town and you don't have a lot of space, or if you don't want to have to handle a large breed, because the large breed goats are 100 pounds each plus, and so you're definitely dealing with a bigger animal there, and so giving them shots and trimming their hooves can be more of an issue. Now, we have 7 acres now. We started off with 4, and then our family acquired the house next door and we use the land around that as well. 7 acres is enough space to keep a cow, especially if you're gonna bring hay in or rotate the pasture. But where we live, we are on just like a really rocky ridge area. Growing grass here has been kind of an issue. And when we moved here, the area was very wooded. We've cleared a lot of the land out. So we've never had a cow here. We don't want to have a cow here. Goats were just a much better match for our property as far as having dairy on our homestead. But when we move to a different property, one of the things we really hope to do is to get into cows. I'll probably still keep some goats because I actually really love goats. I love their personalities. I think they're super fun. But I probably won't keep a massive herd unless I just happen to have a lot of space. Jason's getting in our beehives. We lost a lot of our bees, and this is one of the hives that apparently also left. Maybe you come up. The bees aren't going to mess with you at the strawberries, baby. You can go over there. It's fine. No, I don't want you to come right here because this is the mean hive. If they start getting bothered, then... Is there honey in there?
Mm-hmm. You can smell it.
You said it looks like they just left.
Mm-hmm.
Would the utility company spraying that poison across the road make them do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could, because
usually it killed a couple of the hives. It's like they were going over there and getting into it, and they came back and they died. And then a few of the other ones just left.
Looks like because what happens is it usually messes with their homing device, and so they'll fly out. They don't remember how to get back home.
I don't like how this.
Look at this. Look at all that life. Doing better than the bees. So warm in here. So warm. Our bee situation, which we shared this, I think we shared this on a live video. I don't know if I put it in a vlog, but the utility company came, and this has never happened in the years that we have been living here, and I don't know what made it happen. We ended up calling them and complaining, but there wasn't a lot of like recourse of anything that we could do from what we were told. But the utility company came and they sprayed across the street, in the easement in the ditch. They sprayed poison. And that was, it was in the summer, the end of the summer. And our beehives just started dropping. And we went from 8 hives, which we'd grown it this year, catching swarms, down to where now I think we have 2. And that's what Jason was looking at. He was just looking at what was our 3rd hive that we had 3. And it's gone. So it doesn't, there aren't dead bees. It looks like they just left. There aren't any insects or pests or anything like that. And what he was explaining was that it can cause problems with their ability to like find their way whenever there's like poison and stuff. I don't really know exactly how all of that works, but I do know that when it comes to keeping bees, that stuff like this can happen. I mean, you can lose all your bees in a year. You can have issues getting them through the winter, can be really hard. And while it was really exciting catching all those swarms and growing our hives up to 8 was more than we really wanted. We really only want to have like 4. Now, I don't know. This year, we might put some swarm traps out and catch some more swarms and grow our beehives again, but we are also planning on moving this year, and so we might not. We might just wait to get settled in a new place before we try to get back heavily into beekeeping. What's up, Tobe?
What's up?
What's up? Over here, you guys can see we've got this electric fence set up while we have the fence down. We are replacing the garden fence all throughout the garden. Just because the fence we had here was so saggy and it didn't really keep anything out, specifically the chickens. Y'all, look at this bed of thyme. I'm gonna have to cut this back. This is just way too much thyme. It is encroaching on the other areas. Toby, we're gonna be planting this garden in not very long at all.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
You sound super excited.
Are snakes, can snakes still roam around?
Are snakes still here?
Yeah.
No, it's too cold for snakes.
Okay. Because once I was walking up there, and there was a green snake, and I was about to step on it. It's like right here. It's like over there. But
Did you make sure you didn't step on
No,
it?
Ben told me. He's like, Toby, don't step on that. I was like, why? And he's like, that's a snake.
Oh, a warm day in January is such a lovely gift. Hey, chickens. They just got fed. They're scratching through for their food. All right.
We're about to go in.
Yep.
Yay. He's like, where's Bob?
Okay, step over the line. Don't hit your feet on it.
I know.
Hey, Doris. Hey, girl. This little piggy went to market, and this little piggy stayed home. Aren't they so cute? I just want to snuggle them. I feel like they should be snugglier. Hey, guys. Y'all hanging out on the rock pile? This is your nest.
There's a nest right here.
So this is just the pile of rocks that came when we cleared the woods back here last year. And we piled up the rocks that the equipment dug up. That big old pile is just from this little yard right here, and there's still a lot of rocks all over it. I do love the farm in the mornings like this, whenever you get out here and just doing morning chores and going around and giving everybody food and water and getting to lay eyes on the animals. I'm feeling pretty reminiscent these last few days. You know, this is a significant time for our farm because it is the anniversary of us finding it and kind of like falling in love with this place and moving in the direction of this. And also because we are taking steps to move forward this year to a new place. That's why we got our camper, and I will tell you guys more about that later. I'm going to show it to you and all that. I'm just but I just want to do that in due time. I really wanted to say that I appreciate you guys this week as we've really kind of shared our process and our journey and looking back and looking forward. It's so cool to feel the camaraderie of having you guys with us on the journey, and just the support and the prayers and the kind words. It is incredibly valuable to me, and I cannot thank you enough. I'm going to keep saying it because it's important to me that you understand how important it is to me. You ready to say bye?
Yes.
All right, well, we're going to head into the house. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We bless you. Until next time.